from Romania.
Before a panel of judges from Guinness World Records and the IARU. It forms part of a larger exhibit by the Romanian Amateur Radio Group, which is demonstrating high-speed telegraphy as its centerpiece. In case you were wondering, at the age of 13, Yanis won a gold medal at the 20th IARU High-Speed Telegraphy World Championship with a record-setting maximum copy speed of 1,126 characters per minute, an equivalent just exceeding 225 words per minute. This is Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
This month, hams in the heart of Chicago showed a good bit of heart themselves during a popular half marathon. Jen DeSalvo, W9TXJ, takes us there.
I'm going to be right there.
We've seen a lot of things over the years with the ham operators. They're the most dependable way of communication.
For 3.5 decades, Terry Pinkowski has been the race director of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. And in that time, he has watched his race grow from just a few thousand runners to over 50,000 finishers in 2024.
At the marathon last year, we had close to 2,000 medical volunteers.
And of those, about 150 amateur radio operators coordinating medical treatment and transport. The partnership began in 2008 after a dangerous October heat wave cut the 2007 event short. On a course with all asphalt and no shade, water became scarce and communication was lacking.
We didn't have cell phones.
Runner Kate Sackney, KHSLF, was a participant in the Chicago Marathon that year. And like many hams, she was trained in emergency communication. It was after that event that she, Pinkowski, and other amateur radio operators devised a plan. Put hams on the run. 68 hams helped out that first year in 2008, and since that time,
they participated in our planning meetings and our operational design of things. A lot of it's geared toward emergency or crisis communication.
And it's not just for the 26.2-mile race in October. On Sunday, June 1st, 40 hams assisted medical teams for the Bank of America 13.1, the half-marathon version. For their primary repeater, volunteer hams used a Yaesu DR2X in analog mode with a case of 25 watts right off the rooftop of Chicago's historic Mount Sinai Hospital. The backup repeater, it had an inverted antenna mag mount and a world-class view as it was housed atop Chicago's tallest skyscraper, the Willis Tower, in the ABC Chicago WLS TV transmitter suite. These special ham teams aren't unique to Chicago. They also assemble for other world marathon majors such as Boston and New York. They play an important role at the Marine Corps Marathon and several others across the globe. So when distance runners are in need of a hero,
it's the ham operators that are there to save the day.
In Chicago, I'm Jen DeSalvo, W9TXJ.
Let's face it, amateur radio can be hard work, especially lately with the sun sending some geomagnetic storms our way.
Through to the 15th of August, from Hungary to the Philippines, Canada, and Austria. The popular activity of sharing icons and text is spelled out in the operator's clever call signs used specifically for this event. Mosley and SSTV. Meanwhile, program exercise decoding randomly generated letter and number combinations. The 24-hour event began on Thursday, June 19th. Finally, there's ham words, in which amateurs sharpen their skills using WinLink by playing a game based on the wildly popular mainstream word-based guessing game, Wordle. This is the third year participants will be transmitting 5-letter words to the Ham Word Station. It's a lively, highly competitive activity in which results are posted on a leaderboard. For technical requirements and rules, see the websites in the text version of this week's Newsline script. Don't forget that hams just want to have fun. This is Jerry Goodrich, KFI. KRN.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including WA5AIR, the Texas Link system, which carries Newsline on 7 repeaters on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. local time. There's been a setback for yet another broadcast radio station that has been hit by copper wire theft. Cell MB. KB3TZD brings us the latest.
3 men were arrested in Memphis, Tennessee, and charged with the theft of copper wiring from a local AM radio station, temporarily knocking it off the air. Radio Ambiente, WGSF 1030 AM, the city's first Hispanic radio station, which had been broadcasting for 30 years, went silent on Sunday, May 18th. The station, which serves a regional audience, was able to return to the air this month after the FCC granted a license for its use of the on-site translator at 101.5 FM. According to news reports, the station's owner discovered copper wiring and copper components were stolen after he visited the transmitter towers to determine the source of the problem. Police said the transmitter building had been broken into. Copper wiring that ran underground to the radio towers had been cut. The copper cables and other components were missing. The station's owner, Sergio Boutron, told local media that it appeared the thieves gained access after breaking through a chain-link fence and several locks. An engineer at the station said replacing the equipment will cost an estimated $170,000 on top of engineering fees. Police report that 3 suspects were arrested less than a half-mile from the transmitter towers. The men were found with the stolen copper cables in front of a nearby house. This is Selembi, KB3TZD.
The Alberta Digital Radio Communications Society has learned it can proceed with its IP400 project by autumn, thanks to a grant from Amateur Radio Digital Communications that will permit the hiring of necessary technical personnel. Many amateurs got a preview of IP400 at Hamvention in Xenia, Ohio. The data communications system was demonstrated using Raspberry Pi Zero HAT transceivers. HAT stands for hardware attached on top. The system's goal is to deliver over-the-air data speeds of at least 100 kilobytes per second, a speed that far exceeds that of most current amateur radio data systems. According to the IP400 website, the project first aims to present an assembled node to developers, experimenters, and others. The World Radio Sport Team Championship isn't taking place until next year, but this season there was a bit of competition before the big competition, and now there are 2 winners. Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, tells us who they are.
Organisers of the World Radio Sport Team Championship have announced that 2 teams of seasoned D-expeditioners and contesters are going to the 2026 competition in the UK after placing the winning bids to secure a place in the running. All other competitors in this international Olympic-style radio event qualify by virtue of their contest records. But these 2 sponsored teams, one headed by Adrian, KO8SCA, and the other by Cesari, SP5Y, secured spots as winning bidders in an auction. The minimum bid was $20,000 US. The opportunity to purchase spots in the competition is a way of helping the event with a substantial budget. All teams are bound by the same operating rules. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
In the world of DX, HA8PX, HA8LLH, and YO50ED will be active as TC0MAR from Marmara Island, IOTA number AS201, from June 30th through to July 5th. Listen on 30, 20, 17, and 15 meters, where the operators will be using CW, SSB, and FT8. They may also be operating their personal call signs with the TC0 prefix, QSL via their home calls. Michelle, F5LRL, will be on the air holiday style as CN2DX in Morocco from the 25th of June through to the 30th of August using CW, FSB, and FT8. Look for Michelle on 40 through 6 meters. QSL via his home call. Listen for the call sign TM5RE from Ree Island, IOTA number EU032, in the Bay of Biscay until the 22nd of June. It is being activated by the team of F2VX, F4WEO, and F9IE holiday style using SSB, CW, FT4, and FT8. QSL via LOTW. Eric, GM5RDX, and Graham, 2M0IJU, are using the call signs J38DX and J38LD, respectively, from Grenada, IOTA number NA024, from the 5th through the 13th of July, operating mainly SSB with some FT8 on 80 through 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. We leave you this week with these final thoughts. Anniversaries aren't always for celebrating, and what follows here is one of those examples. 10 years ago, on June 12, 2015, Newsline lost its co-founder, producer, writer, and friend, Bill Pasternak, WA6ITF. We thought it appropriate that Jim Davis, W2JKD, one of Bill's original team members for 36 years, rejoin us this week to mark this very personal occasion for Newsline. Jim?
I first met Bill Pasternak in the early 70s on a very popular 2-meter repeater while I was working in New York as a DJ. We quickly discovered that we shared many hobbies and interests. Bill was deeply interested in broadcasting, and he and Sharon were newlyweds at the time, and my family enjoyed spending time with them at many social events organized by our local ham radio group. But as is typical in broadcasting, our careers took us in different directions in different cities. Maybe it was karma, but both Bill and I eventually landed in Los Angeles. He'd secured a job at the TV station for Fox, and I joined KHJ Radio. It was wonderful to reconnect with my old friend. Bill was incredibly ambitious. He had more hobbies than fingers and toes. He shared with me his vision of creating a newscast for the amateur radio community. And in 1977, he brought that vision to life with the launch of the Westlink Amateur Radio News. Bill invited me to become one of the presenters, but little did I know that would be the start of a 36-year journey that would eventually become Amateur Radio Newsline. Over the next 3 decades, my career took me to many cities. Dallas, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Charleston, Daytona Beach, Grand Rapids, Long Branch, New Jersey, Daytona, Sarasota, and finally Vero Beach. I had Mayflower van lines on speed dial. In those early days, during the 70s, Bill would gather the news, he'd write a script, he'd call me on the phone. Remember when long distance was really expensive? He would read the script aloud, I would type it as he spoke, and once finished, I'd head off to the production studio to record and edit the script. Then I'd drive to the post office to airmail a 7-inch reel of tape to Los Angeles. Bill would splice up the actualities and then transfer the final version to a 20-minute cartridge tape. That tape machine was set up to auto-answer the phone line at Bill Ornstein's home, distributing the news to the ham community around the world. As technology evolved, so did we. In 1981, Bill and I each bought Commodore 64 computers. And with the addition of a telephone handset modem, we reduced the scripting process from hours to minutes. And reels of tape gave way to cassettes, and then a decade later, digital audio revolutionized how amateur radio Newsline was shared on the internet. While the delivery system has changed, one thing remained constant, and that was our friendship and Bill's unwavering commitment to this project. This week marks the 10th anniversary of Bill's passing. His legacy continues to resonate throughout the amateur radio community. Bill was a deeply spiritual man, and I believe he'd be honored to know that the Amateur Radio Newsline continues to deliver this weekly missive with the same passion and purpose that he instilled in it from the beginning. You know, they say we're known by the company we keep, and in Bill's case, his presence and contributions to our hobby are truly endearing. I was personally honored to be a part of his vision for 36 consecutive years. This is my first time back behind the microphone since his passing. I find it poetic that Bill left us at age 73. In our world, that's no coincidence. 73, my friend. I'm Jim Davis, W2JKD.
With thanks to Amateur News Daily, AMSAT, ARDC, David Behar, K7DB, DX World, Gizmodo, Lucian, YO8SLC, Newsweek, QRZ.com, Radio Society of Great Britain, Radio World, shortwaveradio.de, SKCC, Wireless Institute of Australia, WREG Radio Memphis, WRTC List, youth on the air, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH in Jonesboro, Arkansas, saying 7-3. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.
the weekly Serenette, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenade starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's Nick's girl. CQ. This is WA8KOC, and I'm calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net. Welcome to all. This net is open to all licensed radio amateurs. You are encouraged to check in, and this evening I'll be using the club call W8WKY rather than my actual personal call. I hope that everybody's having a good evening so far. I'm going to call and see if there's any priority traffic or if anybody has any announcements, because we're entering a very special time of the year this weekend. Anybody?
WA8KOC for W8WKY. Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Hello, Fred.
WV3K, WAWKY. Phil, good evening. Have you got an announcement?
Actually, Fred, I don't have any traffic. I just happened to have the radio on. Actually, I forgot it was on. And when I heard the little girl talk, I figured, I might as well just go in there and say hi to you. No, I don't have anything else going on. It's been really very wearing with the heat index being so high for so long period of time. And it's running me pretty tired. So I'm going to sit out and just continue to rest. I'll be back over to you, Brett, and God bless you, my brother. Take care and God bless.
God bless you, Phil. I got you on the in and outs, if I may. Is there anybody with priority traffic or announcements? Please call W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is AA8CS with an announcement, please.
Take it away, President.
All right, Fred, thanks for that. I got a email today from Tom Archer, KA8MNT. Got some good news, so I just wanted to share it with everybody. Tom says that when he got up to Cleveland, I think most of you knew that, the doctors got their heads together, and they now believe that open heart surgery is not necessary. He'll need a stent and an ablation, which they can do relatively soon. He's hoping to be home within a day or two. And he's hoping he can be home within a day or two. He's also hoping to be home by field day weekend. We'll see if that works or not. But he's even thinking that he might even be able to come by and say hello at the field day site. So we're wishing him well. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers, him and Linda. And that's that. Yeah, field day this weekend coming up, so I think all that's in the works. And that's really all I have tonight, Fred. Back to net, W8WKY. This is AA8CS.
Jerry, thank you for that update. I spoke to Tom this morning on the net. He does not have the capability to provide any humor for us, but it's just good knowing that he's in good hands and things are moving along as they should. Thank you for that update. I appreciate it. And anybody else with any other announcements, please call W8WKY.
W8WKY.
Alrighty then, hearing nothing. Welcome everybody to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's Tuesday Night Net. I'm going to go ahead and start off taking in and out check-ins first, if you will. Anybody who wants to be in and out for the net this evening, I'm listening. WAWKY.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar, Bill in New London, in and out.
W8KOC in the net. W8TD, John in Wadsworth, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie, Tango Mike, Chariot, Portage Lakes, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Gulf, Mike Fox, Gary and Wooster, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet, November Hotel, Doug and Rippon, in and out.
8, Echo Delta Echo, in and out, but listening.
Station just checked in, Echo Delta Echo. Could I get your prefix? It was chopped off on the transmission.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Delta Echo.
KF8 EDE, affirmative. Thank you for the in and out check-in. Anyone else?
KE8 IME, David Sterling, in and out.
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor, Hotel Mike, Tom and Green, in and out.
That was a nice, orderly realm of check-ins. I'm going to give you guys who I got. WV3K started us off. Phil, NAWS, W8TD, W8CTM, W8GMF, KE8 JNH, KF8 EDE, KE8 IME, and KB8 VHM. Are there any other in and out check-ins for the Tuesday Night Net? Please give me a call. All right, hearing nothing, I'm wondering where WB8BMW is. Hopefully he is okay. And I have trivia tonight provided by my darling bride. She's a shrewd little gal. I did call Eric Mast today and called on him, and he said he was taking a break, so I've got trivia. Any stations who'd like to check in and stick around and play trivia with us, I'm all ears. WAWKY.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8 LYJ, Bob in Barberton. I shall linger. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, Mike over in Seville.
WAWKY, this is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick down the farm.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Oscar X-Ray, KE8 VOX, Scott and Vermilion.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Romeo, KE8, ZZR, Harry over in Wadsworth.
November Tango, 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave and Copley.
Kilo Delta 8, Charlie Mike November, KD8 CMN, Harvey and Worcester.
This is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Whiskey 2, Juliet, Lima, Sierra, John, W2JLS in Farallon.
W8WKY, this is K4OG, Kilo Golf something, K4OG, Mark and Copley.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John in Massillon.
CT, Alpha 8, Charlie Tango, Craig in Shreve.
Boy, that was nice and orderly. I wish it had gone that way this morning on the barometer net. I'm going to give you guys who I got. KA8 LYJ Robert, KE8 QWE Mike, KD8 SLG Just Nick, KE8 VOX Scotty, KE8 ZZR Harry, NT8D Dave, KD8 CMN Harv, WO3X John, W2JLS John, K4OG Mark, KE8 UIB John, and Brother Craig AA8CT. Is there anybody else that would like to come in and play trivia with us? It's going to be a good one, I guarantee it.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Alpha, Jeff in New Franklin.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Papa, KF8 DTP, Lori Maslin.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP, Jerry in Shreve.
Kilo Echo 8, Echo Golf Alpha, Kevin, Worcester.
Alrighty then. Additionally, on the list, I have KF8 DTA Jeff. Thanks for being here. KF8 DTP Ms. Lori. Good to hear you. KE8 BZA Eric. KC8 HTP Jerry. Good evening. And KE8 EGA Kevin. Are there any corrections to those call signs? Who says you got to go by county taking check-ins? Hi. All right. Great to hear, everybody. I'm going to go for any other check-ins one more round. If we have people come in halfway through, we'll read the question again and give them the possibilities of answers. But anybody else that would like to check in on the Tuesday Silvercreek Amateur Radio Net and play trivia with us, W8 WKY on this end. AA8CS. Gary, are you still here with us?
Yes, I am. AA8CS, standing by.
I'm marking you in on the trivia players, and thanks for that update again about Tom. One more call for any check-ins for the Tuesday night net, and then we'll get on with our trivia and take some rounds of seeing what's going on with everybody. Anybody else? Alrighty then, not hearing anything else. I hope that everybody enjoys this net this evening. I know I'm enjoying it. The question, the trivia question for this evening. Which amateur radio operator operated from space, spending 60 days and 10 days, respectively, in space? I hope this isn't a duplicate question from days gone by. I'll repeat that again. Which amateur radio operator operated from space, spending 60 days and 10 days, respectively, in space? Was it A, Alpha, Bob Heil, B, Bravo, Bob Dennison, C, Charlie, Owen Garriott, or D, Delta, Gerson Strasberg? One more time. Which amateur radio operator operated from space, spending 60 days and 10 days, respectively, in space? Was it A, Bob Heil, B, Bob Dennison, C, Owen Garriott, or D, Gerson Strasberg? We're going to go right back up to the top here. I have got the in and out check-ins, and it was a pleasure hearing everybody. We had about 9 or 10 in and out check-ins. But the first one wanted to stick around and play trivia with us, Robert, KA8LYJ, W8WKY. How are you tonight, Bob? What's new? And what's your answer for trivia?
This is KA8LYJ. Good evening to you. Good evening to the net. One of these days, I am going to learn. I pick up the mic, I check in, I'm 1 or 2, and the trivia question is something I have no friggin' idea at, and I've got to try to pull out of the trail. Oh well. I'm going to throw it out there and guess Charlie. I have no reason for that. Just kind of like the sound of the name. And I'll give it back to you, KA8LYJ.
Bob, we certainly appreciate you being in here on the net with us this evening. Really do. And always good to get a chance to say hello to you. I do have you marked down for the answer C, Charlie. And we'll see what goes on here at the end. But do appreciate you being here. And you take care and try to stay cool. We'll talk to you soon. KE8QWE, our illustrious treasurer. Mike, good evening. How are you doing? Are you trying to stay cool in this nice warm weather we've got going on? And do you have an answer for our trivia?
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. I'm nice and cool as long as I stay inside. I've been out there a couple of times. I thought, man, this is hot. But, you know, I grew up here. I can remember an awful lot of hot, muggy days. So I figured, well, that's just the way it is. Oh, trivia. I'm going to go with B, Bravo, for no other reason that I don't have a clue. So, I haven't really been up to a whole lot, just doing some odds and ends around the house. So I'll go ahead and return this back to net control. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee, I believe it is.
Mike, you got it right. KE8QWE, W8WKY. All right, I've got you marked down for B, Bravo. Try and stay cool. And yeah, I can remember back in the 60s, early 60s, up on the 3rd floor of our house over in Elyria, and it was 88, 89 degrees, and it was miserably hot. Not quite as hot as this, though. You take good care of yourself, Mike, and I'm going to have an answer for you here shortly. KD8SLG, W8WKY, Just Nick, good evening. What's new with you, buddy? I know you've got the answer for this trivia question just hanging at the end of your tongue.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Fred, and all the club netizens. Yeah, I'm here. We got 4 sleep still field day. 4 sleep still field day. That's the important stuff tonight. I'm going to go with Delta for tonight's question. Put me down for Delta. I'd like to remind everybody the antennas are going up about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. on Saturday. We'll set everything up from noon until about 2 to 5 is visitation and a whole lot of action. We'll eat dinner about 6 o'clock, and then we'll operate all night. All are welcome. Looking forward to seeing a bunch of you there. It's KD8SLG, back to net control.
Our illustrious Vice President follows up our illustrious treasurer, Just Nick. I've got you marked down for D Delta, buddy. You take good care of yourself. Thank you for preparations for Field Day. I think everybody in Silvercreek has worked really hard to make this a bang-up year for Field Day. And hopefully it all turns out well in the end. But thanks for being here this evening also. Take good care of yourself. Stay cool. KE8 VOX, Scotty, good evening. What's new with you? Did you have a good lunch today? And what's your answer for the trivia if you've got one? W8WKY.
Hey, good evening, Fred. Good evening, all the listeners. This is KE8 VOX, Scott up here on the shores of Lake Erie. Well, for trivia, I'm just going to guess D Delta. Don't have a clue, but I'll just go with D. Had a great family lunch today, Fred. The air conditioners were working great in the restaurant, and the food was good, and it was a good time. Ate so much that for dinner tonight I made a milkshake. I don't know, it's about a 48-ounce milkshake, so now I'm getting kind of a little bit of a brain freeze going, but that's all right. But the best news of the day is that what little wind we do have up here along the lakeshore, it did change directions, and we're actually getting a little bit of a lake breeze there, and it probably cooled it off about, I don't know, 15 degrees outside. So that's the best news of the day. So that's all I got. W8WKY, KE8 VOX.
$15-degree drop. I'll bet you're just rolling in it. Good to hear that. And, Scott, next time you're making milkshakes, invite me up. That's a nice big milkshake, brain freeze or not. I've got you marked down for D Delta. Stick around so I can tell you what the answer is, okay? Harry, KE8ZZR. This is W8WKY. It's good to hear you tonight, pal. I hope everything's well on your end. What's new? And have you got an answer for the trivia?
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR here. Good evening, Fred, and everybody else that's on the net. Let's get the trivia out of the way. I'm going to go with C. Charlie. Take a stab at it. I have no clue. So it'll be C. Charlie. Not much else happening. Hot. Staying in the air conditioning. I was talking with my wife this evening, and it's amazing how everybody gets worked up over this heat. But I remember when I was a teenager, this was a common thing in the summertime. And unfortunately, a lot of these weather forecasters are younger than me, and they weren't around then. So that's that. With that, I'll turn it back to you, Fred. This is KE8ZZR Claire.
Harry, it's always a pleasure to say hello to you and Shiracuso. Sincerely appreciate your presence here with us this evening. I do have you marked down for C. Charlie to the answer. And yeah, it's been a long time since it's been this hot. At least I can't remember recently when it's been this hot. And God bless air conditioners, huh? Take good care of yourself, Harry. We'll talk to you soon. We'll have an answer here shortly. November Tango 8 Delta. Dave, good evening, W8WKY. How are you? And you've got an answer, don't you?
W8WKY.
Oh, good evening there, Fred. Good evening, everybody on the net, all the listeners. Yeah, I've got an answer. It's a guess, but it's an answer. I'm going to go with B, Bravo. Just because there are two Bobs, and I was going to pick Bob Heil. So, let's see. My red bulb thermometer outside the kitchen window is pushing 100 degrees this week. It's just wicked out there. Glad I got the lawn done last Friday.
But it's wicked out there. Try not to do too much outside. Good for Tom. That's really excellent news. That really is going to change his recovery time dramatically. If they can go in and do the surgery through his thigh or an arm or something like that, he'll be just fine up and around and playing softball and dancing in 2 or 3 days. If they had to do open heart surgery, it's like getting run over by a bus, and it'd be weeks. So very happy to hear that about Tom. So if you are listening, Tom, best to you, man. Hope everybody's having a pleasant evening as much as you can on this hot evening. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and we will get some rain here pretty soon. I don't know if that's going to cool it off at all there, Fred, or just going to make it like a steam bath. Back to Net Control, WAWKY and TAT. Try to see some of y'all at the field day. Over to you.
Okay, Dave, pushing 100. It's pretty tough stuff to deal with. I mean, maybe when you're a kid, it's not that miserable, but as you get older, not so nice. I've got you marked down for B, Bravo, and I'll concur with you. Tom should have a much easier time with a stent in ablation than open heart, and we're going to continue to pray for him. And I'm going to call on him again tomorrow morning and see if I can't roust him again. But you have yourself a good evening. We'll say 7-3 to you. Harv, KD8CMN. Good to hear you with us this evening. What's new with you, and what's your answer to the trivia, Harv?
Good evening. It is KD8CMN. Let's go for C, as in Charlie. And hopefully we'll get to see you guys face-to-face this weekend for Field Day. If not, I plan on working you on each one of the bands. But everybody is sounding great this evening. Stay hydrated, and have a great rest of the week. Thanks for taking the net, and I'll send it back to you, KD8CMN.
It's been a while since I had a chance to say hello to you. Glad you're here with us this evening. I do have you marked down for letter C, Charlie, to the answer for the trivia. And, just glad to have you aboard this evening. You take good care of yourself. Have a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it, and a good rest of the week. We'll talk to you in the near future, I hope. WO3X, WAWKY. John, good evening. Good to hear you. What's new with you? And what's your answer to this trivia question?
WAWKY, this is WO3X. Good evening, Fred, and all on the net. Let's see, on a trivia question, I think C is a good choice there, C, Charlie. So I'll go with that. And, regarding the temperatures, maybe most of you recall back in 1988, well, this was in the Pittsburgh area, but I think it was the same around here. For about a week or maybe a week and a half, it was 103 degrees and no rain. And I think that 1 month there, it didn't rain at all. Now that wasn't June. It was later in the summer, like it may have been early August. But I'm watching the weather reports here, and they mention about records being broken, and there's not many records being broken by this heat wave here. So that's the story there. So let's see. Field day. I'm going to be operating here as 1 Echo Ohio on Saturday, starting around 2. And whenever I get back from the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club setup there, I'll be helping with the setup. And then I'll go out to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club site and operate during the night, and then come back home and operate here till 2, and then go back out for the teardown out there at the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club site. So that's my plan. So with that, this is WO3X, W8WKY. This is WO3X. Back to the net.
John, buddy, it sounds like you have a very intense schedule planned for this weekend. But it's ham radio. Enjoy it. Glad to hear you're going to be partaking the way you are. And by the way, I've got you marked down for letter C, Charlie, for the trivia. Enjoy the operating this weekend, and we'll look forward to talking to you in the near future. 7-3. W2JLS, John. Good to hear you this evening, buddy. I'm going to throw it over to you, ask you what's new if you're staying cool, and ask you for your answer to the trivia. Good evening on your ears. W8WKY.
W8WKY. This is W2JLS, and good evening on your to Fred and to everyone. Yeah, I've got probably as comfortable as I've felt since the early morning weather-wise. It's like I'm in the radio room and it's kind of cool down here. Thank God. It's oppressively hot elsewhere, and I've been outside for most of the afternoon working on the yard. I took the day off to take care of some academic stuff out at the cafe here in Farallon. Did the nervous dog, and then transitioned back home after I got some work done and started working on the yard and garden and such. Anyway, is it too early to ask for a repeat on that question? It seems like we've heard it once, and I wasn't sure. The only name that I recognized immediately was Bob Heil, and I'm betting it's not him. So I appreciate your wife putting that together. Can I trouble you to read that one more time? Over to you, Fred.
Absolutely, John. Not just for you, but for anybody else that needs a repeat. This is the question. Which amateur radio operator operated from space, spending 60 days and 10 days, respectively, in space? Was it Bob Heil, A, Bob Dennison, B, Owen Garriott, C, or Gerson Strasberg, D?
W2JLS returning. Thanks for that. Do appreciate it. And kudos to your wife for participating. Next time, you'll have to make her read the question. Maybe you could let her read the answer. Let's see. I like choices B and C. I'm on the fence there. I guess I'm going to go with Charlie on this one. I'm going to go with Charlie. Anyway, yeah, thanks for having me in the net. It's good to hear everyone out there, and I'll throw out a reminder to those of you that can't reach the net that follows, that everyone migrates to. There's always Echolink, and my habit after this net, because I can't reach the other, is the Colorado Astronomy Net. It's kind of fun. Anyway, W2JLS, passing it back. Thanks for having me, Fred.
W2JLS, W8WKY. All right, John, I've got you marked down for C, Charlie, and glad to know that the radio room's a lot cooler than what it was outside here. Kudos to you for going out and working in this weather. I cut the grass this past weekend, and it was hot enough then. I sure as heck wouldn't want to be out yesterday or today doing work in the yard, but I'll tell you what, You're persevering and you're sounding good. It doesn't sound like it took anything away from you. Take care of yourself, John. I'm going to have Roseanne read the answer. Third-party traffic. Well, WA8KOC remains in control of the station. We'll get her down here. K4OG, Mark, my man, our assistant treasurer. Good evening. Hopefully you're having a terrific Tuesday on your end. Pardon me. And what's your answer for the trivia, Mark? Over to you.
W8WKY and W8KOC. Thank you, Fred. Well, I'm just kicked back in the easy chair. Just read an article on the Barberton Gazette. Real nice one from Bob Moorhead, LYJ. About the Super Bowl of Radio and the Sarah Club and meeting up there at the American Legion. Nice article. Anyway, scratching my head on that trivia question, Fred. That's a really good one. I like the name Gerson Strasberg. So I'm going to go with Delta. Just a guess, but it's fun doing it. Thank you, Fred. K4OG, back to net.
Mark, damn glad to have a conversation with you this evening. Thank you very much for being here. I hope that work wasn't too tedious today and it wasn't too sweltering hot. And, yeah, I've got you marked down for D Delta as the answer. We'll see what happens here at the end, but you take good care of yourself, pal, and have a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it. 7-3, KE8UIB, Johnny, good evening. Over to you for the answer to the trivia question. How was your day? I imagine you're pretty happy to be home.
W8WKY from KE8UIB. It's a good evening. I'm always happy to be home. You know, work's work and home's always better. And wise man once said, a bad day fishing's always better than a good day's work. Hi. With that, I'm doing the weekly messaging back and forth with my folks. They're saying C, Charlie, on the trivia answer. I haven't heard anybody pick A yet, Alpha, so I think I'm going to go with Alpha and see what just helps fill in the spots there. With that, I am checking in from Echolink. I hope I'm coming in okay. As I keyed up and was checking in on RF, our power started flicking here. We got some pretty good thunder boomers, and so we decided to go ahead and disconnect the antenna and shut down the power and go to Echolink just to be safe. So with that, I hope everybody's having a good evening. Hope everybody's trying to stay cool, stay hydrated, everybody be safe. With that, this is K8UIB looking at $5 gram and nickel at a time. I'm going to hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all, and thanks for running the net, Fred.
Johnny, thanks for being here with us this evening. I'm glad to know that everything is okay on your end. Smart move to unplug the transceivers from the antenna and go to Echolink, and Echolink is treating you very nicely this evening, have to say. So I have got you marked down for letter A, Alpha, answer, and the FAM coming in with letter C. Got them in here too. With that, I'm going to say 7-3 and hopefully get a chance to say good morning to you again tomorrow morning. Take care, buddy. Brother Craig, AA8CT, WAWKY, good evening to you. I hope you've had a terrific Tuesday. What's your answer to this trivia? My wife's pretty shrewd, isn't she?
W8WKY, good evening, Brother Fred. Yes. And because I haven't got a clue, I'm going to make it so there's at least 2 alpha answers. And that's basically because, you know, when a call sign is alpha alpha, I probably should have an A and an A. So there you go. Yes. And, you know, when you're retired, the days are just days. And I will say that I think that we've all forgotten that less than a month ago, those of us that went to the POTA activation at Portage Lakes, I can remember that the jacket felt mighty good and that the hands were awfully cold. And in less than a month, we've taken one heck of a swing. With that, it was great to hear you this morning. Look forward to hearing you tomorrow morning, as always. And with that, have a great evening. Thank you for doing the Club Net. I'm going to try and do the Worcester Net tomorrow night. I talked to Jerry this afternoon, so we'll see how that pans out. So with that, this is AA8CT back to W8WKY, and to all of the Sarah Nettisons out there, go out and make somebody smile. It'll make you feel better. Thank you so much, Fred, and I'm looking forward to hearing the answer. 73s.
AA8CT, W8WKY. All righty, Craig. Well, we're going to give an answer here in short order here. Glad to know that everything's okay on your end. I do have you marked down for letter A, Alpha, for the answer. Whatever you do, have yourself a good evening, okay? And I'll talk to you in the morning. Look forward to it. KF8, DTA, Jeff, good evening. Thanks for joining in with us this evening. How are you doing? Are you staying cool? And what have you got for an answer for this trivia question?
W8WKY, this is KF8DTA, Jeff in New Franklin. Yes, I am staying cool. Of course you would call me when I put a handful of popcorn in my mouth. My answer to the trivia question would, I'm going to guess C for Charlie. And that's about all I got going on over here. Just hanging out, listening to the net. KF8DTA, back to net control.
Jeff, you know what? If you ask anybody, they'll tell you that I am always at the wrong time asking for something. Sorry, you had a mouth full of popcorn, pal. But do appreciate you being in here with us and participating this evening. I do have you marked down for letter C, Charlie, to the answer to the trivia. And, yeah, enjoy your evening over there in New Franklin. Hopefully everything is going to go smoothly for the rest of the evening and you can stay cool. Take care, pal. KF8, DTP, Ms. Lori, good evening. I'm going to throw it over to you. I imagine you and John are just lounging around. What's your answer for the trivia question? And I hope you had a good day. I know it was an early one for you. Over to you.
W8WKY from KF8DTP. Oh, yeah, it was an early day for me. But I didn't have to unload truck in the heat today, so I'll take that 6 a.m. truck anytime when the weather's that hot. Well, for my trivia answer, I think I'm going to go with B. I just got to be different from everybody, you know. That's me. So, yeah, we're just kind of lounging and relaxing, waiting to see what this storm's going to bring in. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to net control.
Okay, Lori, I have to say, I'm glad for you that you didn't have to get out in the heat and do the work loading and unloading trucks. That would be miserable. I agree. But you and John have yourselves a good evening. We're going to get an answer here in the very near future. I've got you marked down for D Delta, I think is what you said. And whatever you do, have a good evening, what's left of it. 7-3 to the both of you. KE8VZA WAWKY. Eric, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Hopefully everything's good on your end. And what's your answer for this trivia question?
WAWKY in the net. This is KE8VZA here. Doing well, Fred. Thanks for running the net tonight. And I hope you're doing well as well. double weld. Trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie. And good news I heard earlier about KA8MNT Tom. That's very good change in their outlook on him. That's great. Hopefully he'll be back in action with the humor on the barometer net before no time. But it's good to hear everybody tonight. I'm also on the Norris 10-meter net, which is doing okay right now. I've been switching between antennas, running out back and unplugging, replugging. So it's been kind of funny. But thanks for picking me up there, Fred. And we'll talk to you down the coax, KE8VZA, back to net control.
Eric, I do have you marked down for letter C, Charlie, to the answer to the trivia. Enjoy the 10-meter net, the Norris 10-meter net. I know that we have quite a few folks that switch back and forth, but I don't know if they've got to run out and start changing coax around to get the different antennas to do so. Have yourself a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it. Maybe I'll get a chance to say good morning to you tomorrow morning. 7-3, pal. KC8, HDP, Jerry, good evening. It's great to have you aboard with us this evening. I particularly like the way you run the nets, but I hope you're having a good day so far, a terrific Tuesday on your end. And what do you got for an answer for this? Can you tell me? W-A-W-K-Y.
W8WKY and the net. This is KC8HDP. Well, good evening, Fred. Good to hear you doing the net this evening, and thank your YL for the trivia question. It's a good one. I have no clue what the answer is, but I guess I'll take a delta for my answer. Yeah, I had a good day today. Started off with a trip to DX Engineering this morning to pick up a couple of things for field day. And then I had lunch with the Wayne Aries group, and then it was just whatever for the rest of the day. But anyway, and it's great to be on the Sarah net this evening. Don't really have anything else, but wish everyone a great field day. Looking forward to making contact with the Sarah group on many bands, and hopefully the weather cooperates. So that will send things back to you, Fred. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 7-3.
Jerry, 7-3 to you as well. Thanks for being here with us this evening. I do have your answer labeled as D Delta. A quick run up to DX Engineering. That's always fun. Then you got to do some socialization too. And now you're here with us on the net. That's great. Hopefully the rest of your Tuesday will go well also. Take good care of yourself, pal. Good hearing from you. KE8EGA, Kevin, good evening. W8WKY, looking for your answers to the trivia. And tell us what's going on your side of the coin.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is KE8EGA. This is Kevin in Worcester. For the trivia, I liked there's two Bob answers theory, so I'm going to pick A, so it's the other one from that theory, because I have no clue. Some fool decided to build his entire Radio Shack out in a shed in the garage, which has no air conditioning, so I've been out here in the heat. Fortunately, I work third shift, so it'll cool down a little bit by the time I get to actual work. And hopefully I'm trying to find a breadboard to fix the DJI drone so I can get some string ran up in a tree easier, so I can get some antennas up. But hope to see everybody this weekend. I don't know what time I'll get there, especially when I wake up for working third, and I plan on running all night. So I'll see a bunch of you then. KE8EGA, back to net.
Kevin, we sincerely appreciate your participation this evening. Good to hear you. I do have you marked down for the answer to the trivia as A, Alpha. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Try and stay cool. The guy that had the bright idea to put the ham shack out in the heat. You ought to talk to him about that. Take good care of yourself, Kevin. We'll talk to you soon. AA8CS from W8WKY, the illustrious president of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Gary, good evening. I'm wondering what's going on with you today, and what's your answer to the trivia? You're probably going to ace this, aren't you?
Good evening, Fred. Again, yeah, there you go. Ace it? Yeah, I haven't aced anything since gym class in 7th grade. I did do really well in that. Yeah. Anyway, I do have another announcement. I almost forgot to announce that this Thursday, Rod Kaufman, K8AMX, he'll be stepping in as net control operator for the barometer net, making his debut in this role. He's going to take my Thursday spot to test how things work using a node as NCO from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm sure everybody remembers Rod and Wendy Kaufman. Rod's going to step up and try his hand at net control operating. We do know that being NCO and using a node is certainly doable. We've seen it work well in the past, and this will be a great proof of concept basically for Rod. He is interested in volunteering as a substitute NCO going forward, and this Thursday will be his trial run. So I say all that to say this. Stop by this Thursday morning at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., say hello to Rod on the barometer net. Give him a warm welcome. And please, don't forget to wait for the beep. Yeah. Trivia-wise, Fred, you know what? I'm going to use my own postulate this evening. When you don't know, choose C. Yeah, that's it. That's my postulate. And with that, let me turn it back to Ned. Thanks for picking it up for Stefan. Hopefully all is well with him. And we will talk to you again real soon. AA8CS, back to you, W8WKY.
All right there, Prez. I've got you marked down for C. Charlie to the answer to trivia. Appreciate you letting us know about Rod running the barometer net Thursday morning. That should be fun. I'm going to make sure I get a chance to check in with him no matter what my schedule is. And as far as you're concerned, go ahead and have yourself a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it, and look forward to talking in the future. 7-3 to you. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any other check-ins that haven't got in with us yet that would like to come in. I can go ahead and give you the question for the trivia if you haven't heard it, but occasionally we'll get some people coming in after Nor's 10-meter net and wanting to check into this net. So I'll go ahead and ask any other stations that would like to check in for the Tuesday weekly net for Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. This is W8WKY.
Kilo India 4, Romeo Hotel Uniform, Doug Mobile.
Hey, good evening, Fred and the crew. Kilo Zulu 8, Bravo Lima Delta, Brian Portable, KC8 BLD.
Well, good evening, Fred. KC8, Fox Queen Victor, KCFKV, and I already listened to the trivia on the YouTube channel stream.
W8WKY.
Added to the list, I have KI4RHU Doug, KC8BLD Brian, and KC8FQV Mark. Anybody else for the Tuesday night net? I'm going to cut it off after this.
Foxtrot.
Just had a station check in. The signal's all cut up. If that station could maybe up the power and identify for me again, please.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Alpha.
I think it's an N8 call that's coming in and it's still cut up. AA8CS. Gary, could you copy that call sign?
Negative, Fred, I did not get it. Sorry.
N8 station that tried to check in just now. If you could change locations or again up the power and give it a second before you start to identify so nothing's chopped off. Would appreciate it.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Alpha.
Neil, I got you, but I think it was an N8 station that tried to check in here.
E8 Tel Foxtrot. Josh.
I did copy the name John, but the call sign's all chopped up, just not being able to copy that. And I don't know how far away you are, but I'm going to call you John. Hopefully that's correct. And we've got you in here on the list. I'm going to recognize Neil also, WD8LLA. Buddy, I got you in here. I'm going to go back up and pick up Doug first. KI4RHU, W8WKY. Good evening, Doug. You need another question for the trivia to be given? KI4RHU, WAWKY. Doug, you still with us?
Yeah, how do you copy now?
Perfect, Doug.
Yeah, I was just mobile real quick, just actually backed into my driveway, had to run an errand real quick, and I usually don't check into the Tuesday night net. I forget all about it and just happened to be out and threw on the radio and heard you, so I thought I'd throw my call in there. And we'll turn it back to net, KI4RHU.
Doug, do you want to play trivia with us? I can give you the question again if you'd like.
No, I had to run out to get some medicine for a ill child, so I'm going to run into the house to get that medicine to him and say 7-3. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow for the barometer at KI4RHU.
Affirmative, Doug. You take good care of yourself. Hopefully everything goes well with the medication. Have yourself a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it, and we'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning, 7-3. KC8BLD, Brian, good evening. You're sounding good. Portable, how are you? And are you playing trivia with us? Do you need me to ask the question again?
Hey, good evening, Fred. It's good to talk to you twice the same day. I enjoy that. Yeah, working on the side porch. Interesting weather now full tonight. It's beautiful, nice evening for about 10 minutes, then pours down, rain for 10 minutes. It's just been going back and forth. So I've been working with the harmonics, trying to get some stuff done around the house. Listen to that on and off. I missed the trivia, but don't worry. Just put me down for D Delta. And look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning. Back to you guys. KCL.
Brian, that transmission was a lot worse than the first one, but I copy you. And thanks for checking in with us. We got you in on the log. Take good care of yourself, and we'll look forward to talking to you maybe tomorrow morning. 7-3 to you. KC8FQV, WAWKY. Good evening, Mark. What's your answer to trivia, and how are you?
All right, Fred, KSFQV. Well, I'm going to say Charlie or Garriott. And for those that are listening, that are mobile, you can listen. We have to thank Michael Young, Young, for we're doing the YouTube stream. WB8CXO. So you go over there and you are mobile sometime. Go take a listen to the net, the club net for Silvercreek, and you can hear how you sound, and you'll know when and what net controllers are saying when they can't copy, and you think, oh yeah, I'm get in. Yeah, it is a single site. And our repeater is a single site repeater, so everything occurs on the one antenna. The only thing is it's on the, as far as I know, it's still on the southwest side of the tower, on the southwest leg. Yeah, I liked it when it was on top of the can in Doylestown. It was on top of the water tower, on top of the can at 360. But we have to thank Marty for picking up and bringing it over there when they said, well, we are going to do some things at the water, on top of the water can. So we have to move your antenna. So everything is going good here, but I'm going to say only Garriott, which is C. So I'll send it back. And yeah, you guys are wondering, when am I going to pay or do my dues? It just depends on when I decide, or if what happens with, there are certain people, and I don't know if they're in the club. I know they were one time were in, but they are the ones that said, oh, you can't be on my repeat, or my Echolink and Allstar stuff. So it's still, it's just in the works. Don't push it the wrong way. Back it comes, Brad, KWV.
Okay, Mark, I got you marked down for letter C, Charlie, for the trivia. Appreciate your check-in this evening. Have a good Tuesday. WD8LLA, my pal Neil down in Brewster. Good evening, Neil. Good to hear you. Do you need the question given again for the trivia? And how are you?
W8WKY, WD8LLA, downtown Neil Brown from Metropolitan Brewster. I am great at 80 years old. We just got back from a week of camping, love to eat. I just mowed an acre of yard in the morning and this afternoon. It couldn't be better. I'm sure glad to hear you. It's been a long time. I've got to get to the meetings. I've got new hearing aids, and the doctor's got me all jacked up, and I'm on my second beer tonight, so I don't have no mobile problems. I'm driving again, so hopefully I'll get to see the meeting, get to the meeting. I didn't hear the question. I've never had an answer right that I know of in 50 years of radio repair. I feel like a dummy, but I'm sure glad to hear you on the net. Thanks for running and for all you do. I heard AAS or AA8S. Anyhow, Gary and everybody, I love everybody in the club. Hope to see you field day. WD8LLA back to net control. Thanks a lot, Fred, for all you do for the club.
W8WKY.
WD8LLA, W8WKY. All right, Neil. You went out and you cut an acre of grass today. Kudos to you. You deserve that second beer. We got you marked down on the list. Appreciate your presence. I hope you have a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it. I'm going to call somebody in here to give an answer for the trivia question and explain it. That would be my darling bride, Roseanne. Third-party traffic coming at you. W8WKY remains in control of the station. Just a moment, please.
Good evening, everyone. So the trivia question for tonight was, which amateur radio operator operated from space spending 60 days and 10 days respectively in space? And the correct answer was C. Owen Garriott. Dr. Owen K. Garriott, W5LFL, was the first amateur radio operator to operate from space. Dr. Garriott, who was a PhD, has flown on Skylab 3, spending 60 days, which was a record at the time, doubling the previous record. His next space mission was aboard Space Lab 1 for 10 days in 1983. During the second mission, STS-9, Dr. Garriott, a ham for over 40 years, was one of the first scientist astronauts selected by NASA and is remembered for his contributions to space exploration, particularly his record-breaking Skylab mission and his pioneering work in being the first amateur radio, the first astronaut to take ham radio into space.
And there you have it. That is the answer to the trivia question. I have KA8LYJ as a correct answer, KE8CZR, KD8CMN, WO3X, W2JLS. John, KE8UIB, your family chose C. They're correct. You had A. Sorry, pal. Jeff, KF8DTA, got you for C. Eric, KE8VZA, letter C. And AA8CS with letter C, and KC8FQV with letter C. So there you have it, folks. We had 9 in and outs earlier. We've got a bunch of great folks that joined in on this trivia this evening. I want to thank my darling bride, Roseanne, for coming up with this question. I want to thank all you radio amateurs that checked in with us this evening. Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association sincerely appreciates everybody taking part in this net. And it was supposed to be Stefan, NAWB, at the helm this evening, but he had a prior commitment, so I am a substitute. With that, thanks everybody once again. I'll go ahead, close the net up. I'll return the repeater back to normal amateur use at the hour of 9:07 p.m. And we had 24 regular check-ins. With that, this is WA8KOC, signing off as W8WKY. 7-3, everybody, stay cool. I'm clear and QRT.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima, you still there?
I'm here, Neil.
I missed part of Greg's call. I actually contacted him in 80 when he went over. I didn't realize it was that big a deal. But I've got W5LF5, but I didn't have my hearing aids in. I wondered if that's still right.
Well, his call sign was, let me see here if I can find it, W5LFL, Dr. Owen K. Garriott. QSL?
USL. That was a great thrill for me. That was unbelievable. I'm going to have to research that some. I didn't realize that was the first ham. I think most of them on there are now. Anyhow, thanks a lot, Fred. I really appreciate it. WD8LLA 73. I hope you guys have a great week. We're probably going back to the lake again.
All right, Neil, if you go back down to the lake, you enjoy yourself, and do appreciate the chance to say hello to you this evening. We miss you, buddy, and hopefully we can get together at one of the upcoming meetings. Stay safe, stay cool, and enjoy. WD8LLA, WA8KOC. Take care, pal.
WA8KOC, WD8LLA 73.
W2JLS with a comment.
Comment away, Johnny.
Yeah, Fred, I just wanted to give a shout-out to your wife. She did a very fine job, both with the question and with the reading. She should get on here more often. Very good. Have that lady get a license. She could run a net. Yeah, maybe you guys could partner in the mornings, maybe. But yeah, fine job to Roseanne. Thanks. Go over to her. Anyway, that's all I had. Thanks for running the net. It was a good time. W2JLS.
Thanks for that, John. Yeah, I've been trying to get her amateur radio license and to get her scuba diving certificate, and she's awfully busy. She changed career paths here, and she's trying. She's trying to find some extra time where she can study and do what she needs to do. But I'll second that. She'd be a great net control operator. Take care of yourself, pal. 7-3. WA8 KOC clear.